I like lying here with you.
You do.
These morning coffee times are very precious.
I think so
I
too.
think that we connect on a deeper level when we are both horizontal and have this excuse for dawdling in bed.
You do.
It's not dawdling, though. We're making an investment.
An investment?
Yes, we're bringing the past and the future together and savoring it. I want to be a connoisseur of the moment.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
I love mornings too.
I think I need another little pillow under my head.
You do.
So, yeah, because I think your camera's just looking up my nose.
It is actually. Okay. All right. So what about? I don't know why. I just think it's fun to just
So did
share
you want
morning coffee with the morning. So what did you think about yesterday? Yesterday was
Well, I
go.
felt so lucky that I had no worries because you would cover all the bases. I knew that. And in previous years, I was the person who did things like that for events. I was the planner and the executor, not the executioner.
Right. Yeah.
And in some ways, it was. I had to be quite deliberate to take my hands off and let you take over. It's a trust thing.
Right. So the highlight of yesterday? The people, you said.
Yeah, there were people that I hadn't seen for a long time.
Mm.
And I knew there were other people who would have come if they knew about it or if they hadn't had some conflict in their schedule, which would have made the crowd larger. Well, I don't know. I looked from where I was sitting and I looked into all these faces that were turned toward me. And every face brought back a context, especially if I hadn't seen them for a long time.
Sure.
So there were just all kinds of movies playing in my head, going fast. And I get a little panicky every once in a while if I can't come up with the name right away.
Yeah.
But every time at the last minute, it came to me.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, it was a relief. Uh-huh. And I stayed seated the whole time on my...
Yeah, 2 hours on your butt.
Yeah.
I was so worried. I thought, man, is she going to be able to... Is the butt
going to... But in some... I had some... On a certain plane, I had extreme clarity.
Yeah.
I like picking and choosing what I wanted to focus on and what I wanted to say. And in another dimension, I was in a different world, almost like in a fog. I was going through all of these motions, but I was outside of myself. So I was part of the movie in my head. And lots of people came up and hugged me. I did struggle to my feet a couple of times to hug a few people. But otherwise, my head got hugged a lot. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I wasn't trying to keep a good thing I didn't have a beehive that was, with every hair varnished in place and it would crack and be lopsided. No, it didn't matter if I was tousled. It was just so sweet that these people were spontaneous and wanted to hug me.
Yeah.
Because I think there are other presenters that they don't get any hugs.
Yeah.
I was super hugged. And I hope that it was good for them to hug me just as it was good for me.
To be hugged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, in the moment, I don't know if I enjoyed it, but in retrospect, the question and answer time.
I was so glad that you and I were sitting side by side up there and could function as a team. You're very articulate, and I never have a moment of nervousness, like what's she going to say, and is it going to come out? Will people understand what she's getting at? Never. You have, I don't know, it's an amazing ability to think clearly and to speak clearly, and I enjoy listening to you. You're one of the few people that, well, I can think of a few others. You're not, certainly. I've filled my life with articulate people, but I marvel at your diplomacy, your tact, your insight. Let's make this all about you,
Yeah,
shall
no,
we?
let's not. Let's go back to the question. I think that.
Oh, what was your question again?
No, I just think it was interesting to have where Lisa's question landed us. You know, this idea of
Lisa, who and what
well,
question?
Lisa asked about why, because somehow we got to this idea that you had said this week that you felt like you are becoming the quality of writer that you always have wanted to be. Like you're blooming.
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And then she asked why now, and
what was my answer?
well, we had talked about the whole idea of living.
Oh, yeah.
With a heightened awareness and
Right.
living with intention, and when you live with a heightened awareness, that the world, it becomes brighter in color, and when it's brighter in color, and you seek out people with that kind of intention, and you live with that kind of intention, that life just comes with more adjectives, and it becomes brighter, and it becomes more alive, and
I am consciously wallowing in words. And there I'm wading in words all the time. And I can pick and choose. They just come now more easily. I don't have to worry when I get to this point, will I have a word to express it? And it'll be there. So I'm more confident about language. And Millie is such an encourager because she calls me the word meister. So I go way out of my way to kind of maybe shock Millie or blow her out of the water a little bit with
Ginny.
these words that are not in common usage, but just for the fun of it. And I love to feel them rolling off my tongue. I remember that when I was, before I was 1 year old, my longest word when I was, I think 9 months old, was hamburger. And I loved saying these. They were like toys to me.
You're 9 months old, you're saying hamburger?
Yeah, well, that's what my mother said.
Crazy.
She wrote it in my baby book.
You still like a hamburger, a butter burger deluxe, or a better brand of beef makes a butter burger better.
You got it.
You're so sweet.
Yeah. Well, let's see. And yesterday,
Hey, I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, let's
I
go
am
back
so
to yesterday.
lucky.
We're both lucky.
And we have great dogs. We have a home. We have choices.
Yeah.
I better stop because my gratitude is going to squirt out of my eyes in a moment.
All right.
All right.
No more gratitude for the moment.
No. Let's take a few things for granted, shall we?
All right.
When I think of, but I just have to say one thing about